You were never meant to struggle to create the life you desire. You were meant to align with it. You were meant to let it come to you through the natural current of who you really are. The problem is most people have been trained to believe that effort equals progress, and that striving equals success. But in truth, what effort often signals is resistance. And what resistance always signals is that you've stepped away from your natural state of ease and flow. When something unwanted shows up in your life, whether it's a diagnosis, an argument, or a financial worry, it's not punishment or failure. It's feedback. It's your emotional guidance system showing you that you're thinking in a way that's out of harmony with your inner being. Nothing has gone wrong. You simply became focused on the absence of what you want rather than the presence of it. The first thing to remember is that the vortex, the energetic field that contains everything you've ever asked for, never spits you out. You cannot fall out of it. You can only pinch yourself off from feeling its flow. You don't lose your alignment. Just stop tuning into it. The vortex is always there, always spinning, always calling you home. The moment you stop resisting, you re-enter it. The moment you quiet the noise, you feel it again. So how do you get back into alignment when life feels off? The key is to stop looking for the problem and start reaching for the feeling of relief. You don't need to fix anything. You just need to soften your attention to what's wrong. Resistance only grows through focus. Every time you push against a subject, whether it's money, health, or another person, you amplify its vibration. The universe doesn't hear no. It only hears your attention. The woman in this conversation couldn't understand why something unwanted manifested. She was happy, successful, doing her spiritual work every day. But that's how resistance works. It hides in small, consistent patterns. It's not always the big emotions that throw us off. Sometimes it's the quiet, everyday thoughts we repeat without awareness. The low hum of guilt, resentment, or frustration. That steady inner noise is what creates imbalance. Abraham teaches that our physical conditions are vibrational indicators. They're not enemies to defeat their messages from our energy field, saying, "You've been out of tune for a while." When you stop fighting the indicators and start adjusting the vibration, they lose their power. The moment your energy shifts, the outer conditions begin to respond. Healing, alignment, and abundance all happen naturally once you stop trying to control the physical and start mastering the vibrational. You can do this through gentle awareness. Notice how you feel as you move through your day. Notice where tension lives. Notice when your body tightens, your mind argues, or your breath shortens. These are all signs that your vibration is resisting what your inner being already knows to be true, that everything is always working out for you. If you find yourself feeling off, pause and breathe. Don't dig for the cause. Don't try to fix yourself. Instead, reach for the smallest possible improvement in feeling. Relief is your doorway back to alignment. It doesn't need to be joy or gratitude right away, just a little less resistance. That's how momentum turns. Abraham often says that those who spend more time in the vortex will feel it sharply when they step out of it. You might notice emotional dips or physical discomfort sooner than before. That's not a setback, it's sensitivity. It means you've raised your baseline vibration, and now you can feel the contrast clearly. You can't unknow your alignment once you've tasted it. The woman in the story also sold crystals. She surrounded herself with thousands of amplifiers of energy, but she didn't realize that the real vortex wasn't in the stones. It was in her. You can fill your space with sacred objects, affirmations, rituals, and still miss the point if you're not tuning yourself. Crystals can amplify energy, yes, but they amplify whatever you're already vibrating. If you're resisting, they amplify resistance. If you're allowing, they amplify flow. You're always the true amplifier. Abraham's teaching here is subtle but profound. They remind us that when you've been outside the vortex long enough, you normalize resistance. You get used to struggle. You call it coping, being realistic, facing facts. But all that really means is you've adapted to being out of alignment. The goal is not to cope, it's to realign. You can acclimate to peace as easily as you acclimate to struggle. It's just a matter of what you practice. So the next time you feel discomfort, whether emotional or physical, don't panic. Say to yourself, this is an indicator. This is my guidance. I'm out of alignment right now, and that's okay. I'm learning how to hear myself earlier. Then, instead of asking what's wrong, ask what feels a little better right now. That shift in questioning changes your entire vibrational momentum. The fastest path to healing, abundance, and ease is not through action, it's through allowing. You don't get what you want by effort. You get it by matching the frequency of it. You don't climb your way to your dreams, you relax into them. Meditation is one of the simplest ways to do this. When you quiet your mind, you stop the momentum of resistance. In the absence of resistant thought, your vibration naturally rises. That's why even 10 minutes of silence can realign you faster than hours of trying to solve your problems. Because when you meditate, you stop the energy that's holding you apart from your desires. Think of your emotions as the dashboard of your inner guidance system. Every positive emotion means you're tuned to the frequency of Source. Every negative emotion means you're out of sync. You don't need to feel bad about feeling bad. You just need to notice it and reach for a better feeling thought. That's emotional awareness. It's vibrational mastery. Abraham calls this cleaning up your vibration. You don't have to go digging into your past or analyzing your mistakes. You just start where you are and reach for better thoughts from there. If guilt comes up, remind yourself that guilt is resistance to your own worthiness. If resentment arises, remember that it's only a sign that you've forgotten that your joy doesn't depend on anyone else's behavior. The path back to the vortex is always the same: ease, awareness, allowing. You can't fight your way into alignment. You can only release your way into it. Letting go isn't giving up. It's stepping back into the current that's already carrying you to everything you've asked for. The stream of Source is strong. It doesn't need your help. It only needs your permission. And every time you soften, every time you choose peace over control, you allow that current to take you. Abraham says that when you really understand this, life becomes effortless. You start to see that your emotions were never meant to punish you. They were meant to guide you. That every contrast you experience is not an obstacle, but an expansion. That your inner being never condemns, only calls you toward more alignment, more love, more joy. You are the maker of the plan and the receiver of the gift. You don't have to keep up with your stream through effort. You only have to stop resisting the flow. So if something feels off in your life, take it as a gentle reminder that you've been focusing on what's missing instead of what's becoming. Step away from what's bothering you. Breathe. Look for something that feels even slightly better. That small act of energetic pivoting is what opens the door to everything you've been asking for. You don't have to force the manifestation. You don't have to earn it. You only have to align with the version of you that already has it, because every desire you've ever placed in your vortex is waiting for one thing: your readiness to receive it. So stop trying to control outcomes. Stop trying to manage conditions. The power isn't in the doing, it's in the being. The more you relax, the more you receive. The more you release resistance, the more everything you want begins to find you. And one day you'll look around and realize that nothing was ever missing. That everything you desired was already on its way the moment you stopped pushing against it. That the universe had been waiting for you to stop paddling upstream so it could carry you downstream effortlessly. That is the art of alignment. That is how you get everything you want by doing absolutely nothing.